there's a new game update added to the live server. Let's talk about it. Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So there is game update 157 that has been added to the live server. I don't usually make videos about every game update, but when there's something important in the game update, usually I'll try to make a video about it. In this case, there's a little bit about the Envirotech Henchman, but before, so there is the Ultimate Recruitment event that has been going on right now. I didn't make a video about that just yet, I just couldn't find the time. And a lot of you guys mentioned that you did not get your free character slots in order to be able to play the event. I don't know if this is to fix that, but basically here we go. So the accounts with the deactivated characters can now log in on the newly created character for the Ultimate Recruitment event. So I don't know if this is going to fix the problem that some of you guys had that did not have the extra character slots, or if it's a completely different issue, but here we are. And now let's get into the meat of the subject. So there was a bug with the Envirotech Henchman. At least apparently there was a bug. Something that people realized some time ago or noticed some time ago is that at some point the Envirotech Henchman did roughly 10% of the damage they used to do. At the time we did not know if it was a bug, if it was on purpose. We knew nothing because sadly at the end of the day the devs don't really tell us anything. When people did mention, let's say the bug, let's call it that, it would have been very easy for the devs just to come out to say, listen guys, don't worry, it's just a bug, we'll fix that soon, or anything. Just come out and tell us what's going on. They didn't do that, so a lot of people got a little bit crazy over this whole henchman thing, but apparently, supposedly, it is a bug. So apparently now they have fixed the bug that incorrectly reduces their damage and health. The consensus was pretty clear on that front. Pretty much everyone were, at the very least, unhappy, if not completely pissed off, that they had reduced the damage of the henchman. And not just that they had reduced the damage, but it had reached a point that unless you needed the healing ability from the henchman, pretty much any other henchman in the game was better than the quote-unquote elite henchman. I even saw some people who were so pissed about that they deleted their account and they're pretty much gone over this. Now, why were people so angry about that? There's two things for that. The first thing is that there are some people who did spend quite a bit of money to try to purchase currency so that they could purchase the henchman for most, if not all, the characters on their account. So some people had spent a substantial amount of money and now that money was down the drain. Also, it gave the impression that they gave us the elite henchmen that were very powerful. And then once people were done purchasing them, once we had a new henchman added to the game, they nerfed the henchman so that people would buy the next henchman. So people were very unhappy about that. So now it would seem that this was a bug, but at the time people were not convinced about that because apparently it is a pattern that the devs have been doing on Star Trek Online way back when. For those who do not know, a lot of the devs that we have right now used to work on Star Trek Online before, and apparently that is the kind of thing that often happened on Star Trek Online. Whenever there's a new quote-unquote toy that would come out, that would make it very powerful, and they would also nerf quote-unquote other toys so that people would pretty much be, let's say, very encouraged to purchase a new toy. But then later on, that same toy would be nerfed whenever a new toy would come out. So a lot of people were worried that the devs had brought the same pattern to DC Universe Online by giving us some OP henchmen and then giving us a new set of OP henchmen and then nerfing the old henchmen. So here the devs, from what we can read, it seems that it was a bug, but based on the behavior from the devs on Star Trek Online, a lot of people were not sure about that. I did a quick test earlier today to make sure that the henchmen had been fixed, and they seem to be back to the damage they used to do before the bug. For the health, I'm not sure, but they seem to be back to their normal selves. So that is a good news. If you were having a heart attack over the Envirotech Henchman being nerfed to the ground, now you can breathe a bit better today. But that was the good news. The bad news, sadly, is that the Owen Tactical Assault, apparently there was a bug that gave them 30% extra health. So sadly, if you are someone who did spend $50 to be able to get the henchman on day 1, you're probably not very happy right now. Sadly, when they put an item that people can purchase for $50, and then a week later they end up nerfing that item, whether it's because of a bug or not, people are not going to be happy. People spend $50 for the henchmen the way they were released, and I would seem that they're not quite as powerful as they expected. Now, would they still have spent $50 to purchase the henchmen? That's the thing, is that there might be some people who would not have spent $50 to purchase the henchmen if they knew that there was a bug. Sadly, the henchmen were released, people did purchase the henchmen, and now people are stuck with henchmen that are not as powerful as they thought they would be. So sadly, releasing something that ends up being nerfed a week later, a month later, even if it's because of a bug, that's not going to make people very happy. Now, we understand that bug happens. That is true. Sadly, when you put an item for sale or when you put an item that people can potentially purchase for $50, and that item ends up being nerfed because there was a bug, it doesn't look good. Anyway you slice it, it's not a good thing. So there you go, guys. So if you guys were using the Envirotech Henchman, you're probably doing the happy dance right now. If you guys did spend $50 to purchase the Owen Tactical Assault Henchman, you're probably not very happy right now.